I'm very happy to be here to talk about what AJC is doing on energy security. And we started our effort in 2006 here in Los Angeles. Basically, I personally got involved because every time I filled my gas tank, even when prices weren't so high, I felt I was funding missiles that were hitting Sderot, the town of Sderot in the south of Israel. And I wanted to stop doing that. I wanted to stop funding that terrorist activity. And so I think we need to get off of oil. But the danger we have on being on oil, dependent on oil, is not only an Israeli problem or an American problem. As we all know in this room, it's a worldwide problem. The dependence on oil has created a huge transfer of wealth, the largest transfer of wealth in history. And at $130 a barrel in the U.S., we are exporting, or we're paying, $1.5 billion a day just in oil, which means that we don't have money to do the right things in education, in healthcare, and investing in renewable sources of oil. And I'm sure many of you in this audience feel the same way about your own countries. Not only that, but the dependence on oil has ruined our environment to a great extent and created health hazards or potential health hazards. According to studies by the California Air Resources Board, in California alone, we have 5,400 premature deaths annually, 2,400 hospital admissions, and 980,000 lost work days just in California. And if you hear Jim Woolsey, the former CIA director and energy expert, he says we need to take the power out of oil. And for California and the U.S. and the rest of the world, this is of vital importance, especially in Los Angeles, where we have a car culture, and we talked about what cars to buy. We have a car culture. We've got to dedicate ourselves to mass transit and to switching into high fuel-efficient cars and hybrid cars. And California is the third largest consumer of oil in the world after the U.S. and after China. So we are especially dependent on oil and very vulnerable to economic disruptions. At AJC, because of all this, and because we are committed to the Jewish value of preserving the well-being of our earth, we would like everybody to reduce their dependence on oil personally. And we have built a strong energy program that involves member engagement and education, Jewish and non-Jewish community outreach, legislative advocacy, public relations, and fundraising. We've made a lot of efforts in the past year, 4 of which I'm going to talk about today. In March, we had a forum in Sacramento. Part of our advocacy task is to advocate in Sacramento for bills that would reduce our footprint and our consumption of oil. And 4 chapters of California went up to Sacramento. We met with 21 legislators, which is equivalent to about 15% of the legislature there for the first time ever. That was an effort that AJC undertook. The next initiative was our work with the County of Los Angeles to convince the County of Los Angeles to adopt a program similar to the one we have at AJC, where they got deep discounts from dealers for 100,000 of their employees, which is, they're the largest employer in California. And that program is being implemented as we speak. Now, naturally, not 100,000 employees are going to be able to even afford a car, but if we're talking about 20 to 30% of that mass of employees, we're talking about 20 to 30,000 cars more in the city of LA that would be high fuel efficient or hybrid cars. The next initiative we've done is to actively engage our members on energy issues through the passage of a fuel-efficient vehicle resolution and an energy pledge for each one of us to reduce our carbon footprint. And finally, we're integrating our energy programming into our Israel at 60 campaign. At our annual luncheon, and many of you were there, we brought Michael Graniff from Project Better Place to speak about the Israel car project, electric car project. But in closing, I would like to take the opportunity to make a call to action. We in America and all nations on the earth must work together to change our economic structure, our current paradigm of living, with focus on fossil fuels. We must develop together sound energy alternatives. And as a small step, I urge all of you, next time you personally or your consulates think of buying new cars, please buy whatever car you want, fuel efficient or hybrid. And keep aware that plug-in hybrids are coming in. Plug-in hybrids, which are cars that you'll be able to plug into your garage, in 2010. Toyota and GM are producing them. Will also come on stream. And we should all make an effort to do this. We need to make a difference, all of us together. The whole world needs to make a difference. And we need to persist at this task of making our world independent of fossil fuels and becoming green by cleaning our environment for future generations. Thank you very much.